Oi, gente, eu sou Luciano Guaraldo, repórter e editor assistente do Notícias da TV. Hoje eu vou conversar com o ator Trevor Donovan, o Terry da série 90210, exibida no Globoplay como Barrados no Baile Nova Geração. O Terry foi o primeiro personagem fixo homossexual de toda a franquia Barrados no Baile, e agora o Trevor vai contar um pouquinho pra gente de como foi essa experiência, como foi o retorno do público na época e como é que ele é afetado até hoje por isso. Vamos lá. The 90210 ended 7 years ago, and people still talk about it. We are talking about it now. When you got the part of Teddy, did you imagine it would have such a long-lasting impact?
Well, you know what's funny? When I got the role of Teddy, I thought I was only going to be on for 3 episodes. They only hired me for 3 episodes, and then they'd add on 2 or 3 more, and then 5 more, and so it was like progressively realizing that I knew the show was going to be a big deal because the original was such a big deal, and the remake was turning out so good that I was really excited that they kept bringing me back and that I could be a part of it. So to answer your question, I knew if they let me stick around that I was part of something pretty cool.
Were you a fan of the original?
Yeah, it was right. I was in high school at the time, and they actually shot an episode in my hometown where I am right now, which is Mammoth Lakes, California, in the Sierra Nevada mountain range. So they were shooting it at the ski resort, and I was in the background in the mid '90s. And it was a big phenomenon. So yeah, I was a fan of it and watched the original, and so it's pretty cool to be. It was surreal to be a part of the reboot.
When Teddy showed up in season 2, he was this womanizing rich kid from a wealthy family, a tennis star. How did you find the humanity in that character? He could have easily been a one-note character, and you somehow gave a deeper meaning to him.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. I didn't want him to be just some kind of cocky jerk. I wanted to play him with I think teenagers can act kind of cocky and can kind of give off a chip on their shoulder vibe, but at the end of the day, I think his father was a big movie star, and so I played it to where he was trying to get the idea where he was trying to gain people's affection, and because he didn't so much get it from his family, so he was looking for that in his peers. And with that, maybe he acted out and acted a little cocky sometimes, but beneath that, the foundation of that, he was actually just sort of looking for a tight, group of friends.
And then season 3 comes along, and Teddy goes through a lot. How far in advance did you find out about his coming out story, and how did you prepare for that?
Well, I got a call during hiatus from the producers saying they're considering writing my character out of the closet. And I took a couple days to think about it, and I came back to them with the idea of writing it as a story of how difficult it is to come out, especially in high school, and especially with your father being a movie star and you're the womanizer. And they immediately read back to me what their outline for the character's arc was going to be, and it was exactly that. So we were on the same page. And they didn't just treat it like a gratuitous flash in the pan, So I think they handled it really, really well. And it was, I was nervous to do it, but it ended up being the best decision I ever made in a really enjoyable few years.
At that point in your career, you had modeled and you had done Days of Our Lives. And then you have such a huge storyline and such an important character. How did you prepare to tackle that?
I talked to several people I know who had their own sort of coming out stories, which helped me gain a little perspective. And like you kind of pointed out at the beginning of the interview, I just tried to bring some heart and humanity to him, and not, to show the real difficulty and how much he struggled with it, how much of a struggle it was internally. And how difficult it was for him to not only come out to his friends and family and everything, but before all of that, face it himself. So I think that was the biggest thing, that internal struggle, really focusing on how difficult it is just to be honest with yourself.
And obviously at that time, Instagram wasn't as big as it is today. It was just beginning. But how was the fan feedback on Twitter or on the street? Did you get a lot of messages from teens that were struggling or that decided to come out to their families because of Teddy?
I did. That was one of the biggest, the coolest things about it, and the biggest rewards I got from it, where people to this day are still DMing me and things saying, you know, you helped me come out, or you saved my brother's life. Your storyline did, and that in and of itself makes it more than worth it.
Obviously, you don't know this, but here in Brazil, when we have gay characters kissing on TV, that's still a huge deal. There's a huge controversy. The first teen gay kiss here happened only 2 years ago. Obviously, in the US, it's not as groundbreaking, but if you think that Dawson's Creek happened 20 years ago, it's still very recent-ish.
Absolutely. It's a very fast switch in society. And so that's really interesting to know that it's only 2 years since the first on-screen kiss in Brazil. Is that what you said?
Yeah, the first 18 years, yeah.
Get ready for several more, because here they come.
But did you feel like you were making TV history in any way? Because it might not have been the first gay kiss, but you were the first gay regular character on 90210, and the original 90210 didn't have any regular gay characters as well. So that was groundbreaking in itself.
Absolutely. I'm very proud to be a part of it too. And like I said, 90210 and CW handled the storyline, I think, really, really well. And they really focused on what was important, and not just, you know, having two guys kiss and go, you know, for the shock value. They really told a story, a heartfelt, sincere, emotional story. So I'm just honored to be a part of it.
And right after the show ended, you got part of Austin in Melissa and Joey. How was that experience of doing comedy after such intense drama and have it filmed in front of a live audience as well?
It was really, really cool. I'd never done anything like that before. Everyone on the show was awesome. The writing was great. And so it was real fun and light, and a challenge because, like you said, it was filmed in front of a live studio audience. So we would do some scenes pre-recorded, and then some we would be in front of all these people, and I get stage fright. So it was it was a challenge, but it was fun because you could screw up, you could make a mistake, and you bring the audience into that mistake, and you'd all laugh together, and then you get to do another take. And so it was a lot of fun. I think I did 6 episodes. You know, it was really, really cool.
2020 has been a very weird year, to say the least. How has this pandemic affected you? Any projects that had to be postponed? And what are you doing to keep your sanity during these crazy times?
Yeah, actually, the beginning of the year, a couple movies got postponed. I was fortunate enough about a month and a half ago to be able to go shoot a little romantic comedy in Utah, because we had a cast of 4 people, me and another actress who we were quarantining together, and the other 2 actors were quarantined together, and the crew was a total of 6 people. Wow. Who they were all quarantined in Utah. So, and we shot the whole thing outside. So SAG, the union, couldn't think of a better situation to shoot a movie in, so we got greenlit. But other than that, yeah, there was a lot of downtime and kind of wondering when we were going to go again. And I'm actually up in my hometown right now, sort of up in the mountains, out in the middle of nowhere. It's been, I've just taken advantage of it and trying to get out in Mother Nature and go hiking a bunch and exercise a lot, and you know, try to keep sane and keep healthy. So,
and I see you're always showing your dogs on Instagram as well. So that's a nice company to have during this.
Well, that's another thing. Yeah, the company of a pet, of a dog, you can't really beat it. So.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mr. Donovan. Cool. Have a wonderful rest of the weekend, and thanks for taking the time to talk to us.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Have a good one.